Alright, yeah, and welcome back to some more Magic Duels. So this week I'm going to be taking a look at a deck that you guys requested. So from last week we ended up playing against a black-white tokens build that had a lot of drain and a lot of life gain and stuff like that involved in it. So you guys really wanted to see that deck, so this week we're going to be taking a look at a deck that I've kind of tried to make as closely to the build that we saw, but with a few changes, because there was a few cards in there that I didn't really agree with. They didn't seem like they were good enough value and stuff like that, so we've changed a few things up. If you want to check out the deck tech, you can do as well. Should be a video already out for that, but other than that, let's get into the games, and I'll see you there. Okay, so we're in, and we're on the play. We've got 3 lands. It's a turn 3 hidden stockpile with Revolt enabled into an Anointed Priest. It's kind of what we want, and we've got some endgame cards here. Yeah, we'll keep it. So we'll lead off with the Shambling Vent. We want to use the Evolving Wilds to trigger the Revolt on the hidden stockpile. So tap land into untap land allows us to go stockpile Wilds. Turn 3 with Anointed Priest available for the trigger to gain some life. So that's going to be pretty good. And we get some more untapped lands. Okay, well, doesn't matter which one we pick. I'm going to go hidden stockpile and pass the turn. So we are getting close to our Caracal, or Crackle, and the Marionette Master. As long as we keep hitting our land drops. I'd kind of like to not hit my land drops though, so that we can get some actual action in our hand. That'd be nice and preferred. Is he going to counter this? He is. Horribly Awry takes down the Anointed Priest. Is that an exile effect? It is as well. So we can't even get the Embalm off of that. That's unfortunate. Well, we're going to crack the Wilds and we're going to go grab... I don't think it particularly matters. I'll go for the Plains, I guess. Because of Planar Outbursts Awaken. But I think with double black and double white at this point, really doesn't matter. Okay, well, he's just holding up counters. So what we're going to do is pretty much just hit him for 1 every turn and scry into whatever we want to find. It's the fun part of this little combo. It actually sets up your draws a little bit. So we're hitting for 1. If he removes it, then we trigger the stockpile. Okay, well, I'm going to have to sacrifice here. If he Anguished Unmakings in response, we don't get our token. Ooh. That's fine, actually. That plays around control quite a fair bit. Since it actually triggers on the cast, even if he counters the creature, we get a 1-1 that we can then re-enable our stockpile with, which is pretty nice. Anything to annoy him right now is pretty great. We just need to resolve the monument, though. So, make our land drop. Swing for 1. And that's going to be the issue. Okay, we'll go on Monument. He'll counter it. Which might open up Caracal and the Marionette Master in the future. He's going to commit, so it's not gone. And in fact, what we can do is we can scry whatever on top to the bottom, and then we draw it again. Do I want to keep the Anointed Priest? It is useful. No, I think we want to pressure him into holding up a counter next turn. So by doing that, we've effectively meant that he's not going to be doing anything. This is a counter draw deck anyway, to be fair, so it'd be no surprise that he'd be not doing anything on his turn. Okay, well, let's swing for 1. Down to 17. Play our land drop, play the Monument, and he will counter it, probably. It resolves. Ooh. Okay. Well, we'll counter that. We'll sacrifice that, sorry. Scry land to the bottom, we don't need it. Get ourselves a token. He's not going to unmake it now, is he? No. Pull from Tomorrow X3. Draws 3 cards, discards 1. Was that another commit to memories put in there? It is. Alright. So he can refuel his hand whenever he wants. I mean, he's full on cards right now, so doesn't really make a difference. Angelic Purge, kill the monument, sack the temple. So you can pay the 3 to get the temple back. It's pretty nice synergy. Not much we can do about that. He's got 1 blue open though, so we can slam whatever we want here. So it's probably going to be... Evolving Wilds is pretty much a given. He's holding up the 3 for the Drownyard Temple. He's probably got a board wipe, so which one do we want? What do we want the board wipe to be? Probably Marionette Master, so he loses life for wiping the board, right? And if we go for the 4, the counters on it. If we go for no counters, we get 4 tokens, so he loses 4 life if he wipes the board. If we go for the counters and he wipes the board, he loses 4 anyway. But targeted removal on the Marionette Master means that we miss out completely on value, so it's going to be the Master with the servos. And we can swing in, and we don't have to sacrifice the servo this time around, because we've got the Evolving Wilds to trigger it instead. It's probably got something to do in response here, maybe even kill the Master. He's also anguished on making mana open. He's going to go for the temple. Alright. Crack our Evolving Wilds and trigger Revolt. We'll go for more white mana, I guess. And get a servo. So I like where we are, but it can all be undone by some targeted removal on the Master or the stockpile. There's a Languish, so he loses a fair bit. Does he have another land drop? He does. Okay, so counters open. Angelic Purge. Wow. Well, we can play the Caracal. But he's done quite a lot to us right here. Ooh, Bontu. Fortunately, Angelic Purge is perfect for that, so is Anguished Unmaking. So is it our little kitty, or is it Bontu that we want to put down? If we go Bontu, we can actually get in with a Shambling Vent this turn as well. If we go Caracal, we get our bodies down, which plays around his counters and means he needs another board wipe, really. I think Bontu's just the best, though. Harder to deal with. And we can kill creatures in the future, I'm sure of it. Get in for with our Vent for 2. 4-point life swing. Not too bad. I don't know if our matchup's going to be really good here. It depends on what these 3 cards are in his hand. If they're not counters, we can maybe do something interesting. Also, drawing a land would be nice, because I can actually... Declaration in Stone. So, pretty much, by the looks of it, all of his removal is exile-based, so... It's no surprise that we are struggling, we're struggling here. He's got counters open. Could get in with a Shambling Vent and draw a card with the Clue. Or we could try and see if those 2 cards are a counter spell by going with the Caracal. And we do still get to crack the Clue as well. So I suppose that is fine. He's faking it. That was a bluff pause right there. You don't let this resolve. Okay, we'll pass. Crack the Clue on end step. On his. So, for 3 mana, he's getting back his Drownyard Temple. Alright. which enables another Angelic Purge. And he's just going to pass. Okay, we are going to crack our clue. Get a plains, worst possible outcome there, I think. Into another plains, doubly worst outcome. Right, well, it's going to be plains, and it's going to be Shambling Vents suit up. And we're going to get in with everything. Safe from Blessed Alliance to a certain extent. Yep, okay. Well, we'll get rid of probably one of the cat tokens. He's also going to gain 4 life as well. So we keep the Shambling Vent around because it's hard for him to deal with it at sorcery speed, so things like Declaration in Stone just can't touch Shambling Vent. Also, Angelic Purge, another thing that can't touch it. So we play around his removal quite a bit. Board wipes don't touch it. And everything else like that. We need a really good value card here. Ketra's Monument. That is value of a certain variety. We'll see if he's got counter spells. He didn't before, and he still doesn't now. Okay. Set up the Shambling Vent. So now creatures get us tokens. So even after he counters the creatures, we've still got a 1/1 on board as a threat. Does he have another Blessed Alliance? He does. He's going to gain some more life. Gains 4, which means we hit him for 1, but we gain life. Life gain in our case, though, not going to be too relevant. Mostly because if he's in control, then it doesn't really matter how long it takes for him to close out the game. But I would say he's not very much in control here, especially if we start drawing creatures. Jace. Okay, I'm still going to focus fire on him. Because he can't really bounce our cat, because we'll get tokens back for it, and a Ketra's Monument trigger. He's played 2 Blessed Alliances, so he's got 1 left, probably in that 38. Read the Bones is solid, actually. Let's refill our hand a bit. Westvale Abbey and Anguished Unmaking. Well, I'll leave that for the Jace. The Westvale Abbey, on the other hand, we just don't have the board presence for it, so I'm going to bottom it. And a second Anguished Unmaking. Okay, so we can't get in with the Shambling Vent and unmake his Jace. So I think it's still getting with Shambling Vent. Swing up for 5 at him. Forces him to answer our creatures. Got an Anguished Unmaking. Okay. So down to 5. We got the Planar Outburst as a 4 power creature. We got the Anguished Unmaking to deal with his Jace, which is currently his only win condition. He needs a counter, well 2 counters actually, to stop us from getting rid of it. And he's going to go for a Memory. Ooh, that's actually kind of not so bad for us because we've got an Anguished Unmaking. Okay, so we bait out the counter so that we can get onto his Jace. Let's see. Eiley's really solid here as well. If we can get up to 30 life, we can just start exiling things. How do we go with this? We need to bait out a counter. We know he's got one of them. There's no way he doesn't. It's a counter deck after all. So what do we bait the counter with? I guess it might be with the Never. Since it's targeted Planeswalker removal, and if it gets countered, it's a return in the graveyard. And then, if he counters this, we Sram's Expertise into Anguish Unmaking. He doesn't, though. So I think we go Eiley. Get a 1/1. Because we can play Swamp. There's his counter. We can play Swamp and we can get him with a Shambling Vent and get him down to 3, which means Anguished Unmaking is a dead card in his hand. Could have Blessed Alliance, but it takes his Ether Hub energy, but that's not really a problem at this stage. The other alternative is Sram's Expertise into Militia Captain, which forces him to use a board wipe. But I really want to just get him down on Planar Outburst so we can Awaken. That's also an option for us. I think it's Shambling Vent. We've got to test that Blessed Alliance. See if he's got it. He does. Okay. And so we sack a land. Has he regained control? Militia Captain now costs 1 mana. So we'll play that down. Did forget about the cost reduction there actually. So that's quite nice. We can set up the Militia Captain to flip next turn. So he might end up just going, yep, for a board wipe. Into an Obnixilis. So Horribly Awry only attacks creatures, yes. So we can Sram's Expertise, Anguished Unmaking, kill Obnixilis. We get a Plains. What's in our graveyard? A Return. Okay. Something to note. That's not counterable either. And we can cast it. So Sram's Expertise, does he have a counter? He does not. Anguished Unmaking on your Obnixilis. Do you have a counter? Does not. Okay. We're going to go Evolving Wilds and we'll crack it now. Doesn't really matter. And we're going to pass the turn. We're leaving the Return in the graveyard because he might just have a board wipe here. If he has a board wipe and maybe a Planar Outburst with Awaken, it taps him out quite a lot, which allows us to go Planar Outburst with Awaken. He's got a Declaration in Stone. Alright. So I guess it's time to test the removal counter answer here. Westphale Abbey's pretty good. We'll hold this in hand because the surprise factor can be very useful to us. So do we go Planar Outburst Awaken or do we return in order to bait out some more removal? If he has no counter and he has no removal, Planar Outburst is a win, but what are the odds that one of those 3 isn't one of those? It's very low, right? He's got a Declaration in Stone left, he's got 2 Planar Outbursts, a Languish, he's got 2 Blessed Alliances, Angelic Purges. Angelic Purges don't work. Anguished Unmaking now does. Only non-land permanents, so that doesn't hit it. It's a risk, but I think it's worth taking. Let's go that swamp there. Do you have a counter spell? You do not. Do you have a removal spell? An instant speed one. Blessed Alliance. Gain some life. Well, we knew that was coming, but I think we had to bait it out all the same. Smothering Abomination. Let's go with a return. Exile something from his graveyard. Declaration in Stone's pretty annoying. If he does end up going with the other Commit to Memory, then having the Blessed Declaration in Stone out works for me. I think it's about time we go Smothering Abomination. If he removes this, we still sack and draw 2 anyway. And we get a 1-1. So actually we sack the 1-1. Holding the Westvale Abbey, we can't use it. And making land drops at this point doesn't really make too much difference. Only makes a difference if we draw a land here. And even then, it's minimal. Okay, sack the 1-1 token. Draw an extra card. This is going to be really bad for him because we can actually get ahead. Let's go Eile. So if he removes anything, we sack it in response, I guess. Sure, we get a 1-1. There's his counter. And we're swinging for 6, 4 minimum through a Blessed Alliance. Although the life gain off of it will counter pretty much the entire attack. Okay, we've made his... I'm going to put the Westvale Abbey down now. We've made his Anguished Unmakings completely dead. He needs a board wipe, and if he board wipes, he's got 1 card left, and it needs to be a counter for our Planar Outburst. Okay, we are going to pay 1 life and make a token. And there's a Shambling Vent as well. I don't know why we paid 1 life for a token, because I kind of really just want a Planar Outburst here. Because we have the Shambling Vent win next turn anyway. So yeah, that was a mistake. Still think we go for this though. Let's go with a Plains this time. Swing for 4. Do you have removal? You do not. Alright. Wow. That was a game and a half. Alright, well, I think we've maybe got time for 1 more game. I shall see. Alright, see you there, guys. Okay, we're in, and we're on the draw. This hand is too slow, so we're going to throw it back. This one is really good, so we're going to keep it. Only thing that we could really use here is maybe some way of triggering the Hidden Stockpile's Revolt. That would be nice. Our opponent mulligan down to 6. Bodes well for us. It's a Hinterland Harbour though. Could be a number of things really. Let's go with our Swamp, pass the turn. So we've got double Hidden Stockpile. What I'm really hoping for is an Evolving Wilds then, because we go turn 2 Hidden Stockpile, turn 3 Hidden Stockpile, crack the Evolving Wilds, we get 2 servos. That'd be nice. I think we still do go Hidden Stockpile into Hidden Stockpile, maybe the Aketra's Monument though. We'll see what our opponent's doing. I suppose that will sway our decision. Westvale Abbey, so it's a creature-based deck. In green and blue. Interesting. Well, it's going to be Plains into Hidden Stockpile. Could have a Censor, he does not. Alright. The blue into Weaver of Currents. This is like a blue-green ramp deck then, perhaps? Okay. Come on, Evolving Wilds. Yes. Oh, the game likes me today. Alright, Evolving Wilds. Crack it for a plane. So we got double white and double black. And we get 2 servos. We're getting 2 servos every single turn now, which is pretty sweet. Which means next turn it's going to probably be... I'm not sure, actually. Probably Anoint a Priest. Kiora, been a long time since I've seen you. So untaps land, untaps the Weaver. And plays a Druid. It's a very, very rampy deck. We're going to have to take down the Kiora here, though. That amount of value just cannot be allowed to happen. Because you can float some mana here and get some serious, serious things on the board. So let's go Swamp. And we'll say never again. We could swing in, but he blocks almost certainly. I suppose we might as well try it. Swing for 1. I suppose it's always worth trying at the very least. If he blocks, then we sack. Yeah. Okay, so sack a servo, which is going to get us 2 servos and a scry. Evolving Wilds. That freezes up this 1 mana here so that we can go Oketra's Monument, Anoint a Priest. So yes, I'll take the Evolving Wilds. Get 2 servos. And even if he wipes the board here in some weird way, we still have the Revolt trigger from the Evolving Wilds. Cracks his Wilds. Gonna go grab a Forest. So this is strictly green-blue. Uvenwald Hydra, though. Ugh. Rogue's Passage. It is a Rogue's Passage. Okay, we need an answer for that soon, then. Because he can make that unblockable every turn, and we don't really stand a chance from that point. No matter how many servos we make, we cannot fight that. We can eventually go Evangel, though, and gain enough life to undo somewhat a certain amount of it. Let's go like so. Leave the 1 white open for the Anointed Priest. Play the Anointed Priest. Get a 1/1. And Evolving Wilds. Crack it. Might as well swing through. I think hitting for 2 and losing a token is fine. And go white mana. Seem to use a lot of it. Because we're actually gaining 2 servos anyway, so it's fine. 2 servos and 2 life. Make some blockers. Pass the turn. So next turn it's going to be Evangel for 2. We need a land drop in order to go Crackle for 4. Altered Ego. Copying the Hydra, I guess. Yep. Except for it comes with counters. And if he swings for 6, we block 1. No swing at all. I don't understand that play. Ooh, Sram's Expertise. We've got the returning Graveyard. I don't think he's going to pull anything back. I still think we got Evangel, though, to gain the life off of the Expertise. Because these enter first, and then you cast the Evangel, so we'd gain 3 life, then put the Evangel down for 4 life. If we go Evangel, we gain 1 life, plus a token, so that's 2 life. And then next turn we go Sram's Expertise, and we gain enough life to kind of outdo this Hydra. So yeah, I think we'll do that. Make a 1/1. He's not in the colours for board wipes as well, which is good for us. We can maybe even turn the Evangel over to the Disciple and start killing our creatures in the future. So let's go to combat. And I think we'll just swing. We're getting 2 servos back. And we can sack one of them anyway. We can sack both of them for a double scry. Okay. So, sack you. Revolt triggered. Declaration in stone on top for those Hydras. So, we might as well make it look like we sacked to the bottom. It's going to die anyway. To the top. Hit him for 3. Pass the turn, get 2 servos, gain 4 life. Okay. So we're at 28. We're getting ready to murder his biggest... Oh, he's got Ulamogs. Goodbyes. Hidden stockpiles. Well, now we got a bigger problem. That's a big Ulamog. So now do we declaration the Ulamog? Well, we definitely Saram's expertise into it. It's just what we hit. If I take out his Hydras, can we race the Ulamog? It's going to take him 3 turns to mill us. And we're hitting for... If we take out the Hydras, we're hitting him for 5, down to 10. These are unblockable. This becomes unblockable, actually. So it's still 3 turns, though, even though it's unblockable. It's a tough one, is this? I think we take out the Ulamog, because we're gaining a ton of life here. But that mill is horrendous for us. And I think the pressure's on. We have to swing. I'll leave the priest back, because I can embalm it if it dies, but then I can't Caracal next turn. And the life gain off the Caracal might actually be relevant. I'm hoping I pressure him enough not to attack as well. Spatial contortion on the Evangel. Yeah. Some of our life gone. Bounty of the Luxor. I need my other declaration in stone. He passes. I am pressuring him enough to not attack. Good. There's another Evangel. So that costs 2. I think we keep going with the attacks here. We gain 1 token as well. But we're losing 4 in this particular attack. If I flip the Evangel, though, then I can get around losing these creatures, because they actually deal the 1 damage whether they get combat damage or not at that point. So we're going to skip attack. We need a land next turn, because then we get 4 mana for the Caracal, we get 2 mana for the Evangel, flip him over, attack with everything. Druid of the Cowl. So Rogue's Passage is going to start hitting us for 11 every turn by the looks of things. He's thinking about it. He's only got 1 card in hand, and it might possibly just be straight up a land. Oh. Is he thinking Ormondal? He might be. Read the bones. It's not a land, which plays out of our plans. But a read the bones into a sacrificed Evangel. I think it's only creatures you control, right? Yes. So if he sacked them all to Ormondor, which is what he's planning on doing, essentially if I attack him with one, he blocks. He sacrifices, blocks, gains 9, takes out one of our tokens. I think that's his plan. I feel like attacking for 12 unblockable, though, is a little bit better than that plan. I'm going to read the bones. Hidden stockpile and a land. You know what? I will take both of them. So we can make our land drop. We can play the stockpile. And now I can swing and I can sacrifice one of them if I wanted to. Because I want to trigger Revolt and gain 2 life per turn. He's going to block there. We're going to sack, searching for a removal spell for these Hydras. Or a Marionette Master. Yep, that also works. We can start draining him out then. He's just going to make a 1/1. So we play the Marionette Master, and then if we put the counters on it, all of these deal 4 damage. So a land would be great, so we could do 8 damage to him this turn, and swing through. He's going in for an alpha swing by the looks of things. Westvale Abbey? Oh, he might be actually sacrificing it for Ormondor. But I'm pretty sure even if he goes up to 19, we can still close this game out with a flipped Evangel and a Marionette Master. As long as our hidden stockpile remains around anyway. Because he's going to lose a lot of creatures here. Which means we can swing through. And it's going to take a lot of Ormondor hits to take us out. Okay. Everything but his Hydras. Takes those down a point as well, because it's no longer a land. He's going to do an 18-point life swing. It is a solid life swing. Actually, he's getting in for that one as well. I think we can't let the other 11 go. He forgot to Rogue's Passage there. Another bounty. Oh, that's really annoying. Because he hits us for 20 next turn, 21 if he draws a land. I think this is still the play though. Because he just Rogue's Passages, so even the Caracals with their lifelink are not going to help us out here. Gain some life. Put the counters on. Every servo that dies loses him 4, sorry. We'll attack with all of them, except for the one that could block the blockable Hydra. Okay, so draws up to 3. We've got 28 points worth of sacrifices on our servos. Even more if I flip the Evangel. So I'm pretty sure he needs to kill us here, and if we find a board wipe, it becomes even easier. Right, so it gets in for the 9. Yep. And it's going to be a Woodland Bellower. Is he going to get a Reclamation Sage for our hidden stockpile? That would suck real bad. It's a Rogue Refiner. Okay. Because if we lost that, we lost our sacrifice outlet. Thankfully, not the case. Hey, there's an Eiley. That's pretty cool. Alright, well, start sacrificing tokens. Well, actually, no. We swing first. Swing, 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 swing. If he blocks, we don't have to sack them. Which means that the Evangel can flip easier. Right, okay, so there's 4 going through. Another 12 there. So I'm pretty sure we can afford to do this. Pay that. Sack that. Now they die and we drain 1. So point the damage there. And I'm pretty sure this is enough. It is, he's at 2. So, sacrifice a creature, Marionette Master, and the Disciple trigger for 5 points. Nice. Well, that's the other win condition of the deck. I'm glad we managed to showcase this off perfectly in the first episode. So I do hope you guys have enjoyed as well, and if you have, then be sure to like and subscribe. It's a great way to support the channel and lets me know you're enjoying the content that I make as well. If you also want to hit that little bell icon right next to the subscription button, that'll give you notifications when the next videos come out. Tomorrow there'll be another video on this, guys, so I do hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.